Okay. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Paul from the Money Mob here. I am here with my co-host, Sister Barbara.
Greetings, family.
We are the Money Mob. And for those of you who are new to us, the Money Mob is the Buy Black crowdfunding, crowd purchase movement that uses group economics to support Black business. We've been going for the last 4 years, and we are here to use our collective spending power, not only here in the UK, but internationally and all over the world. So that's our mission, that's our guide. But we have a weekly podcast of which you're now watching, and we like to bring in our business leaders and those that are there doing fantastic things in our community, and let you know and let you be able to learn from their great knowledge and their great inspiration.
Absolutely.
So we have a lovely evening today, and I must admit, I'm quite excited in regards to the interview that is now coming. So I am here at Impact Brixton. That's where we're doing the actual podcast, and Impact Brixton is a Black-owned, conscious-driven co-working space that's based in the heart of Brixton. It turns out that they offer a place to register your business, office space. You can do hot desk in here, and also is an event space. There's meeting rooms. I mean, there are meeting rooms big and small, and I know for sure in the next few months they are going to be really growing the podcast situation. As I said, we're here doing our podcast at Impact Brixton. Now, their plan for the future, over the next few years, they are aiming to support thousands of people and businesses to realize their passion, and also to impact the broader communities through their space networking and free educational programs and events. Now, if you are looking for a space, please use my name when signing up at Impact Brixton, and you will get a 20% discount on your membership. So with that, I want to introduce our first guest, our guest, Dr. Atiya Jones. Have I pronounced it right, my sister?
You have. Very good. Yes, you have. Thank you, Brother Paul and Sister Barbara. I'm so grateful to be here. Good.
So, sister, I was blessed to go through your website and go through the myriad of things that you do. But I want you to let our audience know, who is who is Dr. Atiya Jones?
Wow. Well, that's a good question. I'm going to give you the cut right through the chase. I'm a muse. And a muse is a person who provides divine inspiration. Now, professionally speaking, I'm a metaphysician and an energy healer, a leader, and a teacher. And what a metaphysician does is a metaphysician is similar to a person who does metaphysical science, is someone similar who works with quantum physics. And basically, as a metaphysician, what I do is I help to connect or unite or merge the non-physical and the physical, and the non-physical and the physical dimensions of reality together in a person's life. So that can take on many different forms.
All right, that's serious, man.
Wow, very serious, heavy.
So, well, first thing first, I have to ask you the question, sister. With everything that is now happening at this time and in this juncture, how have you and how is your enterprise, your business over the last, few months, and how are you now?
That's a very good question, Brother Paul, because a lot of the home-based businesses with people that I have worked with during this time, it has started to thrive. So it's actually doing better in this season than it was before, because more and more people are at home, more people have to find creative ways to do what they do. And as a metaphysician and a muse, one of the things that I do is help people to tap into the greatness within themselves and to bring that internal vision out into real time.
Wow.
So my business has been doing much better, as a matter of fact, because people are looking now for creative ways to tap into their own gifts, their own skills, and their own talents. And I'm a master manifester. So I help people to manifest their vision of what they do and what they have inside.
That sounds fantastic. Now, I mean,
and that leads into one of your publication, doesn't it, sis? You've got a publication about home-based business.
Well, I did. I wrote it. Ironically, I wrote this, Sister Barbara, in 2017, because what I've been doing is working with people to help them start their businesses. I've been coaching them through starting their home-based business. And they charge me over $150 an hour. And because I found myself helping people to start their businesses, they were paying me thousands and thousands of dollars. And so what I did was I put the tools inside of the manual, which I don't know if you can see it here.
Oh yeah, we can see it.
But this is like my proof copy. Okay. Well, this book is really a system. It's more than a book, but it's called the Home-Based Business Hacking System. And so what it does, it gives people 14 ridiculously easy steps to start their home-based business. You know, a lot of the major corporations, they either start in a kitchen, a garage, or home, in their living room, or in their basement. And they are now public companies, billion-dollar companies. And a lot of people think that generational wealth has been passed down because someone died. No, generational wealth is the product of people passing down information, and people who are wealthy now have become wealthy because of starting businesses.
Okay, that's
wonderful.
Serious. Really, really, really serious.
And I talk about that in here. And I take people through a step-by-step process of manifesting their vision and their dream.
Fantastic. So,
excellent.
Sister, give us an idea of your journey. What was your inspiration? What were the main things that kind of inspired you to now take and go into this direction?
You know, Brother Paul, that's a very good question, because I didn't necessarily choose it. It chose me. When I was growing up, as a child, I always wanted to be on television. And so when I embarked upon my journey, I embarked upon a journey of acting, doing print modeling. And when I went to college, my undergrad, it was in mass communications with an emphasis in television broadcasting. But along my own transformational journey and my own evolution, I realized early on that I had some serious gifts. And what some people in the Christian world or in the church, they may call it gifts of the Spirit. So I have certain supernatural gifts that I've learned how to channel and tap into. And so this path, I was born with certain gifts. And so I just embarked upon my own calling. And as I began to go more into self-discovery, I realized that I had a greater purpose, much more than just being on television. Right. And so I just accepted my journey and started walking in purpose.
Okay, so you discovered, in truth, you discovered your mission.
Mm-hmm,
that's right.
Mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm. Your innate ability. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that's right.
Mm-hmm. So, sister, you know, what sort of, you sound as though you've helped so many people identify what their passion is and how to transform that passion into businesses. What are the feedback and what are the success stories that you could share that has worked for people that have followed your book?
Wow. Well, I just published the book not about a month ago. Now, from the people that I've coached, from the principles from the book, every one of these people are running successful businesses. And it's been over 20 businesses that I've helped people to start. And when I start with some people, they just had an idea. They weren't certified in certain areas. They had no idea what they wanted to do. And as I worked with them, it helped them to narrow their process. And one of the things I use is people have so many ideas that flash through their mind. And sometimes they can be all over the page. But what I help them do, and I introduce to them the umbrella concept. You can do every single thing or idea that comes to mind, but it's a matter of organizing those ideas into a functional system. And so what I do is, because people don't just come up with ideas, those ideas are given from a higher source. And on the journey, I always help to connect the person to source. It's you have to plug them into that energetic source that's going to give them the juice or their mojo to keep going. And so success stories is they're actually doing what they do, and they're making money doing it, and they're enjoying the journey.
Wow, serious. You mentioned system, and a lot of businesses that, fail because of the lack of system. How important do you feel that is for us to establish as, anybody looking to start a business? How do you feel that's the importance of having systems?
Well, a wise man once said that an organized lie is more effective than disorganized truth.
Indeed.
And so one of the things that I do is I help people to organize their truth, their authentic vision, by taking them through 14 steps. So to answer your question straight on, Sister Barbara, it's critical, because you can have all the ideas in the world, but if you don't organize those ideas into a process so that you're able to make sense to it and manifest, then you're just all over the page. You're like, everything that we do has aim and purpose. And so if you have an idea, there's a place for that idea, but you have to organize it. So, for example, the first step in the process of the home-based business hacking system is the first thing that you have to do is conceptualize an idea. And do you believe that that idea can happen? So you have to narrow down to decide, okay, what type of business am I actually going to start? The second step is, then you got to name it, because we all know that a good name is better than precious ointment. So, and then when you name it, that's what you're going to call into existence. So basically what I do is take people through a step-by-step processing from conceptualization to launch in starting their business. And it has been a very effective tool. Not one person who has gone through the system has failed. They have launched their business.
Can feel your energy, sis. It's power.
Praise God.
So, what is your, general philosophy as a whole?
My general philosophy as a whole is, first of all, you got to tap into your higher self. I do a program called Soul Fidelity.
Yes.
And with Soul Fidelity, one of the greatest things a person can do is have the knowledge of self. And through Soul Fidelity, I take people through a process of getting to understand the different dimensions and aspects of who they are. You have a higher self and you have a lower self. And oftentimes people are operating in that lower self, meaning in that comfortable zone. But if you want to get something that you've never had, you got to do something that you've never done. And then to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity. So my philosophy, first of all, is you have to come out of your comfort zone and you have to tap into your higher self by the very giving of your word, giving of your word, that I'm going to connect and I'm going to operate out of my from my higher self, is going to take you out of your comfort zone. And then the second thing is to be your authentic self. Yes. You don't have to be what someone else expects you to be. You don't have to live in the space that someone else expects you to live in. And you don't have to be in the box that someone else has designed for you, because there is no box for universal love. It's free. Then the third thing, after you, first of all, tap into your higher self, you operate from your authentic truth, you tap into your divine gifts and talents. And then you have to have the heart and courage to go for it regardless of what anyone else has to say.
Indeed.
We have to get rid of the limiting belief systems. So that's, in essence, my philosophy.
That sounds very kind of holistic. And as I said, I love the idea of being able to kind of tap in to, you said, the whole self, the great. Is it a yoga teacher? You teach a style called, I think, Kundalini?
Well, Kundalini is not a style of yoga. It is the mother of all yoga.
I stand correct.
And Kundalini is like that fire energy. They call it the serpent energy that sits at the base of the spine. And basically, Kundalini encompasses the hatha yoga. It encompasses the meditation. It encompasses the breathing, what is called pranayama. So it encompasses all sorts of different aspects of yoga, because yoga is not just about the poses. Yoga is a whole system, but Kundalini yoga is the mother of all yogas. It is a very serious practice. And so I do work with that in all aspects of my work to help people. So whether I'm giving them poses to help them open up their heart chakra, or whether I'm giving them stretches that will help to ground them, or to help them release, I give them breath techniques. I teach them breath techniques. I teach them meditations that's designed to help them become more aware and tune in to certain things. So, but I do teach Kundalini yoga, and I use it in my practice.
Okay, fantastic, man. I'm telling you, it sounds fantastic. You know what? I can already see that we're probably going to have you on again. As the time is kind of moving swiftly. So, sister, obviously you are based in London, or are you based in the US? Because obviously, you know, we hear your accent, and we know that obviously you're from the pond, over the pond. And
I am.
Are you an international butterfly?
I am an international butterfly.
She sure is.
I have, in the last 8 years, I have lived in the Caribbean. I have lived in the Republic of Ireland. Wow. I have lived in the UK, and now I'm actually preparing to head back to the States to open a spiritual retreat center.
Oh, wow. Fantastic, fantastic. And just moving on, so what is your plans for the future?
My plans is to open a spiritual retreat center and to provide a space. I'm holding space for others who need to retreat, who need to restore, who may need just a sabbatical, or just need time out from all the hustle and bustle of life. So I'm holding space for others, safe space for others, to really truly tap into their own healing abilities, their own higher self, so that they can do precisely what they were born into this dispensation of time to do.
Fantastic. All right, well, I am going to ask you, sis, where can we contact you? Where can people contact you in regards to, you know, what you do?
Okay, well, I'll give you a couple different, you can contact me on my telephone number to reach me at my business is 07918860766. And they can also reach me at my website, which is www.dratiyajones.com, and that's DR and not DOCTOR. It's just DRATIYA Jones.com, and they can reach me through there as well. And I am a healer, but I tell you, as a muse, I tune into what people need on many different levels, and that's what I help them to embark upon.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, sis,
awesome.
Unless you have a question to give.
You know, I just want to thank you, sis, because I met the sister a while ago through Sister Barbara Mohammed, and you know, you have just touched my spirit so much, so uplifting. Every time she speaks, she's so uplifting. So I'd say anybody that needs that kind of support, definitely tap into our beautiful Dr. Atiya Jones. It's funny, we've not had anybody connect the spiritual thinking and the mindset with business, so it's lovely to hear it from that perspective and see the importance of it. So thank you so much.
That's key, sis. That is so key, because behind every physical reality is a spiritual reality, and everything that we see manifested in the physical domain has come from the spiritual. And so as a metaphysician, as we close this out, as a metaphysician, when people come to me and they have physical elements or physical issues, I just connect them to the spiritual aspect to help heal and restore the physical issue that is what's manifesting in the physical. I connect them to the spiritual. So yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
What you say is so spot on. So spot on. So sis, as a new guest on the Money Mob Business podcast, we always end with the Money Mob question. And the question is this. Sister Dr. Atiya, if you had one wish in regards to the Black community, what would that one wish be?
Peace, harmony, contentment of mind, and unity.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, wait a minute. And love.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, Dr. Atiya, it has been a real privilege. A real privilege and an honor.
Absolutely.
And I really hope you're not a stranger and you keep us in mind, because we will certainly keep you in mind.
Yes, sir.
When you are on the other side of the pond and you've got everything set in regards to the retreat, we can then interview you there at the retreat.
Oh, absolutely.
Your vision.
Absolutely. You all have to definitely come. Absolutely. Yes.
Fantastic. Oh, lovely. So, and Dr. Atiya, thank you again. And,
thank you so much.
You know, again, a pleasure. So it's Paul from the Money Mob, Sister Barbara, signing out. Have a good evening.
Take care.
Thank you.